Hello dear friends, welcome back to Lytu Diep channel. It would be wonderful if a house. A new happiness came to them at this time. The sky was gloomy, dark clouds. It seemed like there would be smiles overcoming adversity, and then a storm came, bringing heavy rains, flash floods and landslides. Now there is only a vast field of water and regrets left. Everything is lost too deep. Jame is absent-minded. How will they have to go through this story? Let's watch today. That morning had started just like any other. Diep took little NHI to school. Her small daughter's laughter filling the air as she spotted her teacher and ran to embrace her. There was warmth in the way NHI clung tightly, as if the school had already become her second home. James and Diep watched with soft smiles, their hearts brimming with quiet joy. But by noon, the skies darkened. Thick, angry clouds rolled in like waves. The wind howled through the trees, and rain began to pour, not gentle raindrops, but a violent, relentless torrent. Thunder cracked the sky open. Lightning streaked like furious scars of light, and the earth began to tremble. The storm was not just rain. It was a monstrous force, flash floods, landslides, and rivers swelling with rage. Mud rushed down the hills like liquid stone. Rocks collapsed from cliffs with thunderous crashes. Trees were uprooted. Nature had turned against them. James grabbed Diep's hand, scooped NHI into his arms, and together they ran. The water rose fast, first to their ankles, then knees, then waists. Behind them, their house, once full of laughter, warmth, and memories, crumbled. Walls cracked open, the tin roof peeled back like paper, and the floors drowned in thick sludge. They lost everything: clothes, furniture, photographs, toys, all swept away or buried under layers of mud. But amidst it all, they still had each other. And that, somehow, was enough. In the days after the storm, James built a temporary shelter from salvaged wood and plastic sheeting. "We'll start again," he told Diep, and she nodded. Eyes tired but resolute, they began their journey of rebuilding, starting from the ground up. That very morning, they set out to choose tiles for the floor of their future home. James wanted patterned ceramic tiles, easy to clean, practical with a child running around barefoot. At a nearby shop, they browsed colors, discussed prices, and eventually placed an order for premium quality tiles. Though they had little, they refused to compromise on the small pieces that would make their new home feel like home again. Next, they traveled into town to buy a wardrobe and a bed. The wardrobe was large, tall enough to hold all they had left, in a soft white color Diep liked. It cost 3.5 million Vietnamese dongs, and they paid without hesitation. The bed was a more difficult choice. Diep leaned toward a cheaper one made from softwood, but James insisted on a solid oak bed, strong, sturdy, something that would last. He wanted a safe, comfortable place for them to sleep and heal. They settled on a 1.6 meters oak bed, priced at 2.5 million Vietnamese dongs. They wired the deposit, exchanged contact info with the shop, and made sure everything would be delivered soon. They also looked for a tea table but didn't find one that fit the new home's style. James suggested buying one online or in the city later. For now, their focus was on the essentials. After the errands, they returned to the old house, what was left of it. It stood in ruins, stained with mud, broken furniture strewn about like relics of a lost life. But they weren't there to mourn. They packed only the meaningful things, a few photographs, a toy or two, personal notes. The rest, mattresses, pots, utensils, they would leave behind, like a respectful goodbye to their former life. That evening, they returned to the temporary shelter. The forest was quiet again, the wind tired after its fury. As Diep and James organized what little they had saved, there was no room left for sorrow. They had endured the worst. They had survived together, and together, they would rebuild. They were no longer victims of a storm. They were survivors of it. From then on, every brick they laid, every piece of furniture they bought, was a declaration: we are still here. One day, on that very hillside, there would stand a new house. The floors would shine with patterned tiles. A bright white wardrobe would line one wall, and an oak bed would cradle peaceful dreams. And Nie's laughter would once again echo through the halls, louder than any storm.